It's been 5 months since the Series S and X launch, and slowly but surely, the new consoles have been gaining more and more new experiences. While there's absolutely no doubt that Xbox is the place to go for backwards compatibility, COVID and other world-related issues have made this generation's launch a unique one. But even with that, there's still some absolutely fantastic games for you to play on your brand new system. So, let's talk about the ones you should check out. This list was compiled after plenty of time, energy, and thought, and represents what I believe to be the very best that the Xbox Series S and X have to offer. I've spent almost 6 months putting this together, so it's most definitely at least somewhat good. Before we begin, I'd like to clarify that this is a list of Xbox Series S and X games, meaning backwards compatible games or games that do not have specific Xbox Series versions are not included. So, without further ado, here are my picks for the 25 best Xbox Series S and X games. During Xbox's Series X showcase last year, one of my most anticipated games was Bright Memory Infinite. Made by literally one person, I was in awe of just how much talent this singular human being had to create something of such high quality. While Infinite is still being worked on, we have its prologue, simply titled Bright Memory. It may be short, but it provides a ton of fun, and it's only $8. Hard not to recommend. Have you ever wanted to take down a mega corporation destroying the environment as a werewolf? Of course you have. Well, now we finally have a way to do that with Werewolf The Apocalypse Earthblood, a light and enjoyable game with a really interesting story. This game may have a bad rap, but the gameplay is fun enough to provide an entertaining time. I mean, like I said, who wouldn't want to rip apart exploitative rich folk in 2021? Hashtag eat the rich, am I right? Black Ops Cold War might just be the definitive Call of Duty experience. Yes, I know, it's a hot take, but hear me out. It arguably has the best campaign in the franchise. It is drop-dead gorgeous, no contest here. It runs at up to 120 FPS on Xbox or 60 FPS with ray tracing. It also has a ton of game modes and multiplayer to keep players sinking their teeth into them for months and, who knows, maybe years to come. Meanwhile, Zombies is at its best, and I absolutely love jumping in round after round. Finally, its integration with Warzone denotes a turning point for the franchise. It may still have yearly new installments, but the past titles are here to stay. In regards to Cold War, that's great news to me. If being a wolf isn't your cup of tea, maybe driving badass monster trucks is. Monster Truck Championship is one big bunch of adrenaline coursing through your controller. On the new consoles, it's an absolutely stunning game, making the trucks some of the best looking vehicles I've seen in a game to date. The handling is also top notch, so for my danger enthusiasts, I cannot recommend this one enough. Supercross almost feels like a niche nowadays. While sports games like 2K and FIFA continue to dominate the charts, games like Monster Energy Supercross tend to stay by the sidelines. However, y'all are missing out on a really solid motorcycle experience here, which is absolutely whack because it's even more sponsored than Death Stranding. I mean, it's in the frickin' name, guys. This isn't for the faint of heart, however. To thrive in Monster Energy Supercross, you gotta know how to drive. Offering beautiful graphics and rock-solid handling, this is truly the king of Supercross games. It's been rough out there in the real world lately, if you haven't noticed. That's why the Falconeer is just such a joy to play. It's an escape, and it's peaceful, despite being a combative game. The flying is superb, and performance is great. Literally, one person made this game, and it can run it up to 120 FPS on Xbox, something few games can do on console right now. It also includes a super creative story about a vast body of water known as the Great Earth Sea. It has much more depth to its plot than you would expect it to, and it's an absolutely great time. Also, it's available on Game Pass, so you should at the very least give it a try. Alright, this might be the game I have to defend the most. I get it, Balan Wonderworld is not for everybody, but you have to give props to the team for one of the most creative concepts I've seen in a very long time. Like an evolved form of a 3D Super Mario game, each level provides a new challenge that requires you to utilize new abilities and take advantage of all of its charming features. It bleeds cuteness, and it's just fun to play. If you're a big fan of platformers, you really should give this game a shot. It's worth it. Guys, I really love Planet Coaster. It's always a little unnerving to see a PC game coming to consoles because they don't always translate well to a controller, but the developers over at Frontier did a fantastic job converting the UI in various systems to a console setting, and it plays oh so well on Xbox consoles. Combined with a ton of charm and really fun gameplay, it's a hell of a good time. There's also a lot of depth here if you want it, so if you really want to build the best theme park ever made, go off Kings and Queens. Planet Coaster is the serotonin that people need right now. Play it. Am I good at 2K? Absolutely not. Do I still play it every year? Yes, sir. It's great then that this year's iteration of the franchise takes the series to new heights, providing the best looking game on the Xbox right now, period, as well as the smoothest game of basketball you've ever played in a video game. With the most content 2K has ever offered and top-notch performance on brand new hardware, I don't need any pressure at all to recommend this game. At its launch, Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 1 and 2 was a hit for fans of the skateboarding franchise. I mean, why wouldn't it? It's absolutely amazing. But even for those who haven't played the originals, Pro Skater is just a fantastic game in 2021. Vicarious Visions has been absolutely killing it with the remakes they've done thus far, and I cannot wait to play Diablo 2 Resurrected, their next project. But back to Pro Skater, it's absolutely gorgeous and smooth on Xbox, it plays like a dream, and it's just a heckin' good time. Dirt 5 is a flat-out amazing racer. Everything in terms of audio is tip-top quality, the music is bussin', Troy Baker and Nolan North bickering throughout the campaign is my bread and butter, and the sound design of the cars is excellent. It's an absolutely beautiful game to behold, especially on Series X, and it keeps coaxing me back in, wanting to experience new ways to play and experience all that it has to offer. There's also plenty of ways to play after the career mode, including arcade, multiplayer, and a playground track building mode. Also, it too is available on Game Pass, so play this game. Everyone said Outriders would fail. My Venmo is at Landon-Plumley. Y'all owe me money. Because Outriders is not only successful, it's really freaking good. In an industry that really can't figure out how to replicate Destiny, many games have tried and failed. Yes, I'm looking at you, Avengers. God, why did you fail me so? Why? But Outriders has the perfect mix of familiar genre elements and completely new concepts. The world tier progression aspect is one of my favorites, allowing you to set your difficulty at any time, affecting loot. As you progress, you unlock more difficult tiers, but you can always scale down if the difficulty proves too challenging. Of course, my pride is too great to ever do that, but it's nice to have. But if the game reminds me about it every time I get my ass kicked one more time, I'm gonna throw a chair. Once again, being available on Game Pass, it's an easy recommendation for shooter fans. The Medium is one of Bloober Team's best games, and one of my favorite games of 2021 so far. It's a beautiful incorporation of a ton of horror staples, as well as having plenty of original ideas of its own. Besides the wonderful camera work, haunting story, and absolutely fantastic sound design, it's the only game on this list that was built from the ground up for the new consoles. Running 2 instances of one game with ray tracing and just stunning graphics, it's a hell of a feat. But these super passionate Polish developers pulled it off, and with it also being on Game Pass, I really cannot stress enough how much you need to check this one out. Observer is the Cyberpunk 2077 we deserved. Completely revamped for the new generation, System Redux features some of the best graphics of any game on the Xbox thus far, as well as a ton of quality of life improvements, particularly towards stealth. Also, the story is phenomenal, with Rutger Hauer playing Detective Daniel Lazarski, a grizzled cop in an even grislier world, filled with hacking and other cyber-illicit activities. It's deep, it's atmospheric, and it's well worth your time. I have had zero experience managing football before playing this game. Now, I'm still bad, but I really like Football Manager 2021 nonetheless. The match engine is superb, it's a great entry point for newcomers like myself, and the quick resume feature of the new consoles makes it a great game to jump in and out of lightning fast. It has amazing gameplay elements, great graphics, and most certainly has plenty of content to keep you playing for months and months to come. It's also on Game Pass. Are you guys noticing a trend here? Narrative-driven adventure games have always had a special place in my heart. While I love my huge RPGs, it's so refreshing to have a contained, unique experience. Call of the Sea is a beautiful experience, and perhaps the best Xbox exclusive of 2020. The puzzles are well made, the environments are lovingly crafted, and it really is an experience to be had. Also, yes, it is available on Game Pass as well. Speaking of narrative-driven games, Haven is also incredibly well done. With adorable visuals, super relaxing gameplay, and an excellent soundtrack, the game's foundation is strong. The main characters, Yu and Kay, are very well done, and the story makes you feel for them. They're a couple on the run, and they have had plenty of personal issues on top of that. Even set in an intergalactic romp, it's a very real story, and it serves its purpose well. Plus, it's on Game Pass. 90% of the games are, let's be real here. Xbox really likes taking their hit franchises and bringing them to new genres. Like Halo Wars, Gears is now moving away from its shooter genre for our tactical spin-off, and it's absolutely amazing. Clearly inspired by XCOM, Gears Tactics features the best of the genre, as well as looking really, really good on Xbox. There's a ton of cinematic quality to this game, and the story is heavily underrated. As each Gears title continues to expand upon the depth of the franchise, Tactics does the same, and it's well worth a look at least. Do I even need to say it's on Game Pass? Immortals has been severely underrated, and I just cannot stand for it. It's the first AAA response to Breath of the Wild, and it perfectly merges it with the fantastic gameplay mechanics of Assassin's Creed Odyssey. And yes, am I biased for loving Greek mythology? Of course. But I don't care, because who doesn't love the Greeks? It's easily the best open world of 2020. Yeah, it beats Tsushima, I said it. As well as featuring plenty of content. There's a lot of checklist gameplay here, but I'm okay with that. It's a love letter to mythology, as well as to open world RPGs, and I absolutely love it. You should too. For all of my life, I will never stop ranting about how good Devil May Cry 5 is. Here, it's at its absolute best. It looks great, it feels great, it is great. It also features Virgil as a playable character, something I didn't realize I needed as much as I did. If you haven't played the DMC franchise yet, please do so, and even if you have, it's well worth your time to jump into the special edition. Here's hoping they release DMC 6 soon. I can't say enough how absolutely gorgeous Valhalla is. It was the big launch game to play on Series S and X, and that's pretty undeniable. It has an absolutely amazing open world and story, something the past few AC games have continuously one-upped themselves on in ways that I never could have predicted. Hell, I'm gonna say it. Valhalla is the best the series has ever been. Also, Flighting and Orlog. I'm not even going to explain them. They're some of the best minigames I've ever played. The audio design here is excellent as well, featuring great sound design and superb voice acting. No matter how you play, Eivor is a fantastic companion to a fantastic game. Yakuza is a franchise that I've always meant to play. I played the first hour of Yakuza 0 and really enjoyed it, then never played again. Like a Dragon, however, is absolutely phenomenal. The story and characters are absolutely great, as well as being a great jumping on point for new players. Also, the combat? Hell yeah. It's a big jump from the brawler style of the rest of the franchise, but its new turn-based combat fits well with not only the story, but the entire game, turning this into a fiendishly addictive RPG. The voice acting is also superb, both via English and Japanese dubs, so no matter how you experience the game, you should. If you haven't played Tetris Effect in any capacity, you absolutely have to play Connected. First off, it's on Game Pass, so you have no excuse. Second, it is the definitive version of the game. With breathtaking visuals, beautiful sound design, and now great multiplayer options, it's a cathartic experience, truly. Tetris is and always will be a staple of video game history, and seeing developers continue to find new ways to experience it is absolutely awesome. It rivals the best in the franchise, and it simply must be experienced by any fan of the puzzler. Hitman 3 is the definitive Hitman. Featuring massive amounts of replayability and absolutely stunning graphics, this game constantly commands your attention. As I'm saying this, all I want to do is play this game. Experimenting with ways to take out your target almost always results in laughs or satisfaction, pulling off insane assassinations ranging from slipping on a banana peel to crushing them with a hydraulic press. Yes, that's a thing. The sandboxes created here are unlike anything any game has ever made, and IO clearly deserves a profound respect and regard. It Takes Two is by far the best co-op game ever made. Throughout my time with the game, playing it with my best friend, shout out to you Bagel, mwah, the game constantly refreshed its gameplay, always giving us new ways to work together and experience its incredible story. Everyone is lonely as hell right now. The world sucks. With It Takes Two, we have a way to connect with people in this pandemic, in ways completely unique to the game. The main characters, an estranged couple mistakenly transformed into dolls, must figure out how to become human again, and along the way, rediscover what brought them together in the first place. Love. And no, I don't want to hear anything about that being cheesy. We live in a world today where love is gross and feelings shouldn't be felt. That's wrong. You should embrace love. It's one of the best feelings in the world. The game is a perfect example of that. Grab someone you care about, or someone you want to grow closer with, and play this game. It's not only an amazing experience, but the best game on the Xbox Series S and X. Let me know what you thought of my picks down in the comments below. Did you agree? Did I miss anything? Let me know. Like if you like this video, subscribe if you want to see more, and I'll see you guys next time for whatever it is I'm doing. Alright, see ya.